Yes, Ava, you have 2 minutes.
Okay, I want to stress out I am a disabled woman. I was just evicted from my apartment in Venice because I am unable to pay the rent due to my disability. I am in the process of getting my disability. It was denied, so now I'm in the process of appeal. I do not have any income except besides food stamps and general relief. I have been calling all organizations from DPSS, LASA, St. Joseph, etc., for about a year, even before the eviction started, because I knew I wouldn't be able to pay my rent. I have nothing. I got nothing. The sheriff, it's already past due. The note of the sheriff gave me the vacate note, and I have nowhere to go. I cannot go to a shelter or some temporary roommate situation because of my mental health disability, and also I have a physical disability. I called everybody. I have not received any link. Only what I receive are recycling, same contacts, same comments, same people, nothing new. So, and I know there are apartments out there, there are units out there, and I would love to be housed in one of those units, work on my healing, work to get better, and maybe one day be a productive citizen of this country. I need to stress out I'm a US citizen. I have zero substance abuse and zero criminal record, never used any drugs, never used alcohol, and I am a proud US citizen. And I would like to hear who can help me with a direct help, not just, more just giving me resources that don't go anywhere.
Thank you very much for that comment. I want to return to that topic. We're not going to be able to answer that right now, but I do want to return to that topic when we talk with LAHD. So,
Okay.
thank you.
We have a second speaker, virtual. Press *6 or mute.
Can you hear me? I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello? Oh, okay. Sorry. Thank you. I wasn't sure if it was working. My name's Ruth. I live outside. I was first displaced in 2003. And I've been continuously unsheltered in Los Angeles since 2017. I want to uplift everything Ava said. Like, she's right. I've been, trying to talk to her and advocate for her. She's an amazing self-advocate. And she's right, but she lives near all these resources like Home Key, HHH Rose Apartments, a residential hotel called Marina 7 that's supposed to have open beds for inside safe. And she doesn't have a plan for her, and it's not her fault, but like for her notice to vacate, which I guess the sheriffs are so backed up with evictions. I was able to get data from the court that there was 474 unlawful detainers in the city of LA just last week. Okay, so that's the only reason why she's still inside. It's because they're so backed up. And this is unacceptable. I got a report from LAHD or about ULA from City Council this week that says that the income assistance for elderly people and people with disabilities, the program didn't have any dollars spent this whole year, and they're rolling over like 12 million or something from this year to next year. But people got displaced. Evictions didn't slow down. Seniors and disabled people have back rent owed, like Ava, in the product or in the project information or program information for the income assistance. Her back rent is almost exactly the average amount in that program data. So we were looking for how to apply for it. It could have been her saving grace, and now she's a very educated person about her resources that are near her, but none of them are helping her. So please help her. And also, my friend tried to attend this meeting in person, But like they were not able to get the parking, I think. If there's anything that they can do about that, that would be amazing. So more people like us can go to these meetings. Thank you.
Any more?
Thank
Okay.
you.
Madam Chair, that concludes all the speakers, virtual speakers and in person.
Thank you very much. That's going to close public comment. Please, though, folks on the line, we're going to talk about the particular cases. Just as a personal note, I am somebody who helps develop housing, but in truth, I don't know the access side of it, right? And so we all have these very particular lanes that we exist in, but I'm hoping somebody in the audience can help elevate some further resources or some further ways to help with access. I apologize for not being able to help further. I'm going to close item 3 and move on to the chair's report, which honestly seems not that important right now. So again, yay for passing the guidelines, yay to the city council for acting on the guidelines and for approving the expenditure plan for these important programs, obviously important programs. The housing department is, I believe, set internal guidelines to roll out all programs in a matter of 3 to 4 months. They'll talk more about that during their presentation. For this body, what's important for this body is that we're now in implementation and monitoring mode. And so while the work of this body has been concentrated in a certain amount of brains for the last year as we went through and we helped develop the guidelines, our work is shifting a bit for the next year to one where we hope we can have multiple ad hoc teams that are involved on multiple levels in each of the programs that we're trying to put forth, including an ad hoc for the bylaws, an ad hoc for, and this is where I'm going to look to Abby to remind me what all the ad hocs are. My point being, though, is that where you may not have felt like fully engaged in the process for the last year, but this year is your year. We're going to fully engage everybody in these guidelines, and so I guess prepare for time and for work. We also, as we shift over to implementation, we find that many of our experts that know the work, that helped us develop the guidelines, have inherent conflicts of interest, and which has had the effect of creating some volatility and some turnover on the COC. I know of 3 in this moment. I'm also going to say that I think we're going to be okay. I'm very hopeful about what's going to happen. The folks that are circulating for some of the positions are people that shouldn't have conflicts of interest, but do have a very deep well of expertise because they're retired. So they've had a whole career of their work, but no longer have sort of the financial stake. So even though it feels tumultuous right now and a little volatile right now, I'm hopeful that in the coming year, we're going to have new blood and new passion, and we're going to be fine. The floor to introduce yourself. Sela, would you introduce yourself to the committee?
Good afternoon, family. I'm Zella Knight, the newest member to the COC. Wow. I'm taking on the charge of the 2 public comments to reiterate the importance of centering the lived experience. And that's the lens for which I come from. Like many of them in the comment period, I too am a person with a disability, a lifelong advocate in regards to homelessness and housing instability. And as they have had the experience, so have I and many of my peers that are on this committee and the ones who are standing on our shoulders. And so I'm looking forward to digging deep. I especially like the reference of implementation, because implementation is critical in this time and crisis of saving lives. That's what this is all about. And so thank you so much for the beautiful welcome, but I'm looking forward to digging deep and doing the work.
We are so excited to have you. Thank you. All right, so I think I will end my chair's report there. And yeah, again, sincere thank you to all of you for being here and for doing the work. With that, that closes item 4, and we will move now to
Sorry,
the.
Chairwoman.